Welcome to the Chuck Swenson Show. Head basketball coach of the College of William & Mary. The Tribe played 4 games last week, as we are indeed in the busy time of the year for college basketball. And Coach, William & Mary did come up with a CAA win against East Carolina at home.
Yeah, that was a great game for us, Jay. I thought that keeping Lester Lyons 0 for 7 from the three-point line was one of the keys. Of course, if you told me before the game that Anton Gill would get 40 points, I'd say, how could we win the game? But fortunately, our guys played very well.
Well, we have a lot of footage to look at. Let's take a break and come back with more right after this.
Yes, the Williamsburg Hospitality House is here. Enjoy our new look and our seasonally reduced room rates. As you head for the stadium or after the game, drop by for food, drinks, and a complete change of pace in our newly redecorated Christopher's Tavern. Enjoy our new and improved menu at our Colony Room restaurant, featuring the Saturday night all-you-can-eat prime rib dinner. The Hospitality House, located conveniently across from Zabel Stadium and 2 blocks from the historic area. Whether you're here for the night, for the game, or just for the fun of it, we'd love to have you as our guest.
Welcome back to the show. Last week began with the traditional rival Richmond at the Robbins Center, and let's go to footage. Coach, this game kind of highlighted, as we see the first half of this contest, it's something you and I have been talking about, the Tribe's inability so far this year to really put an entire 40-minute game together.
Exactly, yeah, Jay. I thought that both teams kind of started out a little bit slow offensively, feeling each other out. And we did have some break opportunities for easy baskets, and that's Matt Verkey, but basically he was the only perimeter player that had what I would call something close to an outstanding basketball game. Richmond, I think, played exceptionally well, especially Cass Weaver, number 3. I thought that he keyed their offense early in the game, hitting a lot of shots for them. There he is again. I thought that Cass had an excellent game.
And he had a good week. He was the CAA Player of the Week last week as well.
Right. Well, we knew he was playing well coming into it, and we certainly knew where Cass was, and I thought we played fairly good defense against him, Jay. I thought that he just had a tremendous game.
Matt Verkey for the Tribe had 16 points, one of 2 Tribe players that hit double figures.
Right. Well, we didn't get enough easy baskets, Jay. Here we ran good offense to Sean, who scores in that penetrating pitch, which we get. But our half-court offense all season has not been one where we've been able to consistently generate offense. And when our early offense, which is fast breaks and that type of thing, if we're not getting easy shots, it makes it much more difficult. And I think that we gave Richmond a few too many easy baskets, and that certainly jump-started them, and they're playing at home. And I think that they got excited when they realized that they could get a few easy baskets. There's an outstanding move by Carl Parker.
Carl, by the way, had 10 rebounds in the ball game and 4 points. Out of your inside guys, Parker had 10 rebounds and David Cully had 8.
Yeah, well, rebounding-wise, Jay, I think that we're becoming a better team. The guy who's really been the most consistent, obviously, is David Cully, because he's leading the league in rebounding with 11 rebounds per game. So that has been a stabling influence on our team.
Let's go now to the footage of the East Carolina game, a home game. It was a CAA encounter. East Carolina came in as a red-hot ball club, but the Tribe cooled them off.
Well, it was one of those games. I think we're still getting rid of some of the residue of the Richmond game, Jay. We came out, I think, offensively more aggressive than we had in some games. Yet, we missed some easy shots, and the next thing you know, we're down 23-9. I thought that at that point in time, Jay, from that point in time, if we were to say, again, playing a 40-minute game, we played probably a 30-minute game. For the next 15 minutes or so, we totally outplayed East Carolina, yet Anton Gill does a tremendous job, hits his first 6 shots, and that's his first 3 of the season. And I don't know, when you're hot, and he was really feeling it, Jay.
Good rebounding underneath for the Tribe against East Carolina, as the Tribe had a tremendous performance out of David Cully with 16 boards.
Yeah, he's been uncanny lately, Jay. He's got, he plays very tall and long. He's attacking the glass very well. He's becoming more aggressive and more confident, realizing that he can be successful. Nice job by Carl Parker, jumping with a shooter, changing the shot, not blocking it, but forcing him into basically an air ball. And that leads to, this is still part of early offense. We get them down quickly, and that's a very strong move by Carl Parker. And that's a move that he hasn't been making lately, but a very strong move in that particular game.
Tribe's down by 8, 9 points at this point in the first half. We'll get behind even further than that, but we'll make a strong run late that I think really, as we were seeing here, that really propelled for the win in the second half.
Right, but Jay, the thing is, even though we're down, we're playing very well in this stretch, and we, even though we are behind, we've got the momentum. You see, we get the loose ball. Again, early offense, we're making big plays. Certainly, even though they had the lead, they could feel the momentum was shifting. Great pass by Matt Verke. Of course, it doesn't work unless you hit the three, and David Cox steps up and hits the three.
Here's a nice tip-in by David Cully, who, as we mentioned, had 16 boards and also 10 points, so another double-double by him. And he's only a sophomore.
Right. He's doing a great job. And actually, I think that Carl Parker got a piece of that, too. Carl got the rebound, ran the floor, sprinted the floor, and got a piece of that ball. That's excellent hustle by Carl Parker. Then he gets a block shot. And again, when you can make some defensive plays, that's a great job around the floor by Sean Duff, and very unselfish play, passing the ball ahead. And again, you can see that we're getting some easy baskets, Jay. We didn't have footage like this against the Richmond game, so we couldn't talk about it. But here we've got some fast break offense, and that generates a lot of enthusiasm and confidence. And our team is one, Jay, that when the offense is going well, it picks up our defense.
And the offense was going well in the last 5 minutes and gave you a 1-point deficit to talk about at halftime, as opposed to a 10 or 15-point deficit, Coach.
Right, and really our guys, even though we were down 1 at halftime, you would have thought we were up by 10 or 15, because the momentum had shifted, the guys felt a lot of confidence, and I knew that we were going to come out and take the lead right away in the second half.
Well, let's go to second half highlights, and that's exactly what the Tribe did.
Right, I thought that we got good leadership from David Cox right here, passing the ball into Carl, and Carl goes to work and shoots over a defender, which is, actually that's not an easy shot that he made, Jay, but we're playing with a lot of confidence here. And we're not giving, as you can see, one shot, although we're picking out highlights. They weren't getting a lot of second shots, Jay.
College basketball today has changed in that you can come back from a big deficit and, like the Tribe, get as much as an 11-point, actually a 16-point lead in the second half after trailing by as many as 15 in the first half. Is it because of the shot clock?
Well, it's the shot clock and the three-point shot, Jay, because when you miss a three-point shot, that fuels a fast break for the other team. It's a long rebound, and many times it can lead to one pass and a dunk, or one pass or two passes and a shot. And so I think both of those, both the shot clock and the three-point shot, have a lot to do. And teams are playing at a quicker tempo. They have to.
We're seeing a little flurry by Kurt Small, who played at an upbeat tempo against ECU with the 28 points.
Yeah, it was nice to see. I think Kurt had been in a little bit of a scoring slump. And in this game, he broke out of it, was very aggressive, and you know, he's very good at penetrating, and that's just a hand-delivered pass for a bucket to David Cully. Tremendous penetration there. Here's good penetration again by Kurt all the way to the basket.
And the Tribe wins the ball game 86-82, a thrilling game, good crowd on hand at the Hall, and the Tribe gets its first CAA win of the season. We'll come back with more of the Chuck Swenson Show right after this.
Heaven and earth never agreed better to frame a place for man's habitation. It's the last land of its kind in Williamsburg, the Governor's Land at Two Rivers. Where the James and Chickahominy rivers meet, there's a residential community of natural beauty, with an island and beach sanctuary, a marina, custom-built homes, a Tom Fazio-designed golf course, and member-owned country club. The Governor's Land at Two Rivers. Discover it for yourself.
Welcome back to the Chuck Swenson Show. Saturday night, the Virginia Tech Hokies came to Williamsburg. Over 7,000 fans on hand. Really an exciting atmosphere at the Hall, Coach, for a team that the Tribe has really played well during this series.
Right, and this is a much improved basketball team, Jay. I would top 15 team in the nation as far as half-court defense. Excuse me. There's Jimmy Caruth, their big center, hitting a jump hook, and we wanted him to take that shot, Jay, but he shot the ball extremely well against us. But a much improved club, Jay, and I would venture to say a postseason club.
Well, you did what you wanted to do in this game. The first 7 or 8 minutes, you stuck right with as you mentioned, a very talented Hokie team that came in, I think, 12 and 13 and 2 or something, and on the verge of being ranked in the top 25.
Right. Well, our aggressiveness was good, and I think that carried over to our shooting. We were shooting the ball pretty well. As you can see, that's a tough shot. I mean, we didn't set a screen for him. Matt Verke just hit that shot right in the guy's face, and good job of passing ahead. Matt Verke, again, he's really feeling it here. He helped us get off to a good start. And then the problem was, Jay, then Jimmy Jackson of Tech helped them get off to a 15-zip run in the first half, which put us down, and then we had to play catch-up.
Steve Purpura did a good job playing catch-up while he's coming into his own. Of course, this is also the game he hurt his knee in.
Right. Well, Jay, this is the best game of his career. Steve had 14 points, 10 boards in 19 minutes. Here he is. You know, he's got a big body, and he just really used it. He ran the floor well. He did this in 19 minutes. Now, he would have played more, Jay, but as you mentioned, he hurt his knee, which kept him out of the American game, and we weren't able to play him for the remainder of this game. But you can see a nice move inside, playing real strong, protected the ball. Everything that he did picked up his confidence a little bit more, so we really started getting the ball to him as much as we could. Nice job. Great pass, really, by David Cox, and finished by Cully.
We're now in the second half. Tribe was down by 14 at halftime and needed to make a run early, and that's what you did by going inside.
Right. Well, our three-point shooting was okay, but it wasn't. They defended our three-point shooter so well, Jay, that we just had trouble getting it off. So we said we got to get it inside. And since Steve was playing so well, he was our primary target. I really think that Stephen Purpura was the best big man on the floor in this particular game.
And when you get the ball inside, sometimes the outside shots free up a little bit.
No question about it. You've got to establish an inside game to make them want to help down. And early in the game, we hadn't done that, so they were able to defend our three-point shooters quite well. But we cut it to 6, Jay.
Right.
And we're doing a great job here, and we had a chance to cut it down even more. But Purcell answered with a huge three-point shot after, I might add, playing, I think, excellent defense on him.
We're going to end it here, Coach, with a couple of slam dunks by David Cully, I think. David with 12 points and 7 rebounds. So you had in this ball game 4 guys in double figures, Verke, Cox, Purpura, and David Cully.
Right, that was good balanced scoring, and there's no question that's the way that we have to play. See, even that dunk there, though, Jay, that was great. That was good post defense. And Cully had to go out and get the ball. We had to fit that pass. So all our passes were contested passes. Not many easy baskets, as you saw right there, as David Cox got. Virginia Tech does as good a job as anybody we've played against as eliminating the easy basket, the fast break basket, the basket in early offense or secondary break. They do a great job of stopping that.
Yeah, this, I guess, the final spread was something like 14, but the 3 previous games have been decided by 3 or 4 points or less, and the Tribe won, actually 2 years ago, by 12. This series will continue. I guess that's my point.
Right. I think it's a good series for both teams, and we will continue the series. We do have to go to Blacksburg next year.
Oh, shoot. They make you do that?
That's right.
Let's go to America now. That's where the Tribe's next CAA game was, and American University, a team coached by Chris Nauke, and at American, they didn't draw a whole lot of folks.
No, well, both teams right now were in the bottom tier of the conference, although, believe it or not, Jay, a win by either team in this game puts them in a tie for 4th. So other than the 2 teams, James Madison, who's undefeated, and Wilmington, those are the only 2 teams that are really standing out in CAA play. Everybody else is pretty much beating each other. And this is the disappointment, of course, in losing this game, Jay, is this game would have put us in a tie for 4th place, which I think would have really been a confidence boost to our young men. But Tim Fudd had 20. There he is right there, number 3. Had 20 in the first half, and obviously he in the first half and Brian Palmer in the second half, their inside play throughout the game was very good and put both Cully and Jeremy Dean in foul trouble in the first half with 3 fouls.
Yeah, Fudd, you're awfully high on him, maybe a potentially first-team CAA player.
The way he played last night, and I don't think that we played particularly great defense against him, but He was very strong offensively, and you got to give him some credit. He played very hard and had a very hot hand in that first half. Great pass inside from Christopher Jensen. I thought Christopher came in, gave us some nice minutes. Chris Hall, number 25, stepping up and hitting really a very tough shot, was 4 for 4. So offensively, he gave us quite a boost, Jay.
Yeah, again, we're going to see this little flurry by Chris, the junior college transfer out of Houston, Texas. And when the Tribe was scoring, it was going to have to be inside on this night because the Tribe only shot 16% from the three-point line.
Right, I think we were 4 for 23 or something like that, Jay. We just missed a lot of open shots. And whereas against Virginia Tech, they defended us particularly well, I think we got some good shots against American. We just didn't make them.
Good defense and hustle by the Tribe there. Kurt Small down the line, misses the layup, but a nice tip in again by Chris Hall.
Yeah, Chris again, right on the spot, played with a lot of confidence, Jay, and I'm happy to see him play that well because we're going to need him in the upcoming weeks.
David Culley, just mentioned this, another double-double. Seems like he is very consistent in that regard. David had 17 points and 13 rebounds. Matt Berkey also had 17, and Kurt Small had 22 in the game at American.
Right. Unfortunately, Jay, a lot of those points came late in the game. As you know, in that last 5-minute stretch, great pass in to Carl Parker. We whittled the lead down to a point that it was a 2-possession ball game and really made just totally outplayed American in the last 5 minutes. However, when you put yourself in a hole like we did, we're down by 20 points, Jay. That's just too many points to ask your players to come back from.
Chuck, is it one of the horrors for a coach for coaching a young team that it's tough to get them to play a 40-minute game?
Well, I think it not only is it tough to get them it's not just effort. I think that in this game against American, I thought we played extremely strong. I think that we were a little bit tentative at the defensive end, especially post-defense because we were in foul trouble. We were in foul trouble because we made some mental mistakes. And we made those right off the bat, early in the game, Jay, against their early offense. And also, Fudd drew a couple fouls, so you got to give him some credit that had nothing to do with their offense. But between their offense and individual play, we got some guys in foul trouble. And you know, even like David Cox, I thought he had an absolutely great game against Virginia Tech. And then in this game, he's got 6 assists, 1 turnover, great floor game, good leadership, but 0 for 8 from three-point line. And, you know, the thing is, he got a lot of good shots. And we've got, I mean, he was 5 for 10 against James Madison. So we've been a little bit up and down as far as consistency, especially from the three-point line.
We're seeing that flurry towards the last few minutes, and it really did put a scare into AU, but American does win the ball game by the score of 89-84.
Well, we had a great run here, Jay, and all these points that we're seeing now all took place in the last 5 minutes of the game. You know, good steal, good hands by Matt, good presence of mind just to shoot that because we had less than a minute to play, and we had to score quickly. And we didn't look for the three, Jay. I thought our kids played very smart from that standpoint. We took it to the basket, tried to draw the foul. We said, hey, we'll take the sure two. We're not hitting the three anyway. Might as well take the ball to the basket. And they did make good decisions at the end as far as shot selection. When
we come back, we're going to be speaking with a young man, a freshman out of Horseheads, New York, Shaka Arnold, who's got in the game against American and did well.
Right. Shaka, I think, has played in every game this year. He's a 6'6" guard. He can play the point. And Jay, even though he's only playing about 5 to 8 minutes a game, we're very excited about him because he's 6'6". He can defend a point guard. He's a good leader. He's a great listener. He's like a sponge. We call him a sponge because he just seems to take in everything that the coaches say and the players around him and learn a little bit more each day. And I think he's going to be an outstanding player.
We'll meet Shaka and more right after this timeout.
You know how fast your business is changing, but do you know which airline is changing faster than any other? Improving schedules, modernizing its fleet, forming a global alliance, making so many improvements it can truly be said, in the history of aviation, no other airline has made so many changes so fast, and all of it's for you.
Welcome to the player interview portion of our program, and today we feature freshman Shaka Arnold. Welcome today, Shaka.
Hello, how you doing?
Shaka signed early with the Tribe last year and has actually made a detour since high school. He went to Hargrave Military Institute following Horseheads High School, where he averaged 21 points a game. Can you tell me a little bit about your transition, both into Hargrave and then into William & Mary?
I think the transition to Hargrave was a lot harder. It was the first time for me being away from home, and Virginia at that time seemed very far. It was slow at first and a little hard. There was a lot of nights when I was homesick, but as the year went on and progressed, I just realized it was a positive experience, and it was something that was really helping me. So it got easier.
I think in the playing time that you've had at William & Mary, it's been positive court time. He's 6 for 9 from the floor. That's a great shooting percentage for a freshman. And it may have been a difficult adjustment going to Hargrave, but it seems to me you've been giving back to youth in your community, at least this past summer with the job that you're working at, a youth advocacy job?
Yes, it was called the Orange County Youth Advocate Program in Newburgh, New York. And yes, it was very, very positive, and it gave me a chance to give back to the kids in the community. It was hard at times dealing with the youngsters because they're a lot smarter than we give them credit for, but it was a real nice job, and hopefully I can get back to that in the summer.
That's great. I'm sure you did a good job with them. Well, this has been today's Spotlight with the player interview Shaka Arnold. We'll be right back with more of the Chuck Swenson Show.
Yes, the Williamsburg Hospitality House is here. Enjoy our new look and our seasonally reduced room rates. As you head for the stadium or after the game, drop by for food, drinks, and a complete change of pace in our newly redecorated Christopher's Tavern. Enjoy our new and improved menu at our Colony Room restaurant, featuring the Saturday night all-you-can-eat prime rib dinner. The Hospitality House, located conveniently across from Zabel Stadium and 2 blocks from the historic area. Whether you're here for the night, for the game, or just for the fun of it, we'd love to have you as our guest. Producer Gene Elliott's car provided by Denby Toyota. Coach Swenson's car provided by Coons Ford of Annapolis, Maryland.
Today's Olympic Sports Spotlight features Amy Ashurst, the senior captain of the women's gymnastics team. The school record holder in the unevens and all-around, Ashurst qualified for the NCAA regionals last year.
On my bar team, I'm doing the same one I did last year, and it's gone down a lot in value, so I hope to just keep that about, the score is about where it was last year. And my main goals are to increase my my vault record. I've increased the difficulty in my vault this year, and I'm very excited about that, and to increase my floor record. And I would really like to go to regionals again.
Amy has a busy May weekend planned with her birthday, graduation, and marriage all combined into one major festivity.
We graduate May 15th, which is my birthday, my 22nd birthday. And the day before, May 14th, is the date of my wedding. So after that, we're not sure where we're going to be. We're both business majors and trying to get placed through career services here. So if there's not a job planned, we hope to be in Florida.
A psychology major, Amy enjoys expressing herself in many of the fine arts, particularly pottery.
I took a beginning ceramics class one summer here at the college, and it opened a door for me. I love pottery now. Hope to be a professional potter one day, actually. I've been taking advanced ceramics for 4 semesters, and just been a great experience. I really enjoy that.
Today's Olympic Sports Spotlight has been brought to you by Power Bar.
Heaven and earth never agreed better to frame a place for man's habitation. It's the last land of its kind in Williamsburg, the Governor's Land at 2 Rivers. Where the James and Chickahominy rivers meet, there's a residential community of natural beauty, with an island and beach sanctuary, a marina, custom-built homes, a Tom Fazio-designed golf course, and member-owned country club. The Governor's Land at 2 Rivers. Discover it for yourself.
Founded in 1985, the Colonial Athletic Association has evolved into one of the country's top Division I conferences. Located in the Mid-Atlantic region, the league is comprised of 8 outstanding academic institutions that feature some of the finest female student athletes in the nation. From national championship teams to Nobel Prize-winning faculty, CAA members represent the finest blend of collegiate academics and athletics. with a past full of proud moments and the present filled with optimism. The future is bright for women's athletics in the CAA.
Welcome back to the final segment. This Wednesday night, the Tribe will host George Mason University at the Hall. 7:30 game time as Paul Westhead brings his running Patriots, I guess, into the Hall. Coach, and tell us about that style of play. What are we going to see on Wednesday night?
Well, you might see track shoes worn by the players instead of basketball shoes. But basically what they do, Jay, is they're willing to give up an open three by their opponents. They try to force you to play quicker than you're used to. I would say that you're running an average of 30 to 40 more sprints per game because of their style of play. So late in the game, teams get tired. They don't pass the ball quite as sharply. They don't shoot as well. But what they do, Jay, is they'll give you an open three, and if you miss it, that fuels their fast break. And if you hit it, they just take it out of the basket, sprint the court, and go. And Troy Mann's a very good point guard in our league. Led the league in assists last year. Is not even starting for them. They play him about 20 minutes a game. They use 2 point guards that really push the ball down the floor. So it'll be a high-scoring affair. And then this Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday at 1 o'clock, the Tribe travels to Baltimore to take on, in a rematch, Loyola. Right, and we're looking forward to that game, Jay. I think that's a good series for us. It's not far, and there's a little revenge, hopefully, because they beat us at our place. They're having an outstanding year, Jay, a much-improved basketball team, possibly the most improved team in the country. Coach, good luck. Thank you very much, Jay. For Chuck Swenson, this is Jay Colley. For all of us at the Chuck Swenson Show, we'll see you next week.
For NBA action. A high-flying hoop show that's on top of the game. You get it all.
Here's Isaiah.
The hottest players and teams. Your favorite personality. And the greatest plays of the week. All this and more coming your way in NBA action.
Every Wednesday night at 11:30, only on HTS.
HTS February Bullets Preview. Hang on tight, because the Bullets are working against the big boys. Wednesday, February 2nd, Patrick Ewing rules the boards in the Big Apple. But New York's men in blue are shot at the guard positions. Now, with a lot of hard work, the Bullets could pose a big problem for the Knicks. And speaking of big problems, Friday, February 25th, one of the Bullets' all-time biggest problems, Scottie Pippen and the Bulls soar into town. 2 huge games as the Bullets go to work in February on HTS.
HTS College Basketball. Go for it all, because we got it all. CAA rivals James Madison and East Carolina clash. Then top power Oklahoma State has a date with feisty Kansas. It all begins Wednesday night at 7 on HTS. Join HTS's Smokin' Al Koken for the Caps Report. 1/2 hour before every Caps game on HTS.
Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Soccer 94. I'm Kevin Richards, your host this week. I'm joined